Hi everyone, Aiden here with etrailer. Today we're taking a look at the CURT Premium on our 2019 Ford Ranger. Now, CURT Premium is a hanging style bike rack. It holds the bike by the frame up here and lets it hang down, holding it in place with these two straps over top that keep it held in the cradles. There's a third strap around the seat post to help with our side-to-side movement, limiting our bike-to-bike contact, or in some cases like this where the bike is actually quite close to the vehicle, hopefully limiting that bike-to-vehicle contact as well. Now with this, you want to keep a couple things in mind. Alternative frame bikes are going to need a bike adapter bar to make sure that they hang properly and level on the hanging style rack. But with kids bikes, the CURT Premium is pretty unique because these dual arms narrow together at the end, and these are a lot more accommodating to that smaller frame size of a kid's bike. You may still need a bike adapter bar, but this does help with that issue and in many cases eliminates the need for it. So if you're looking for this as a family bike rack, this definitely is a nice option to start with. Now with this, there is also the carbon frame bikes. We don't want to have those on a hanging style rack because it can damage the frame. And then overall with this bike rack, there's a total weight capacity of 180 pounds. If you opt for the 5-bike version, that weight capacity does jump up to 225 pounds and adds an additional kids bike cradle at the end. Either way, they're going to function the same way, just have that slightly different measurement with the longer arms and a slightly higher weight capacity. Getting the bike unloaded here is pretty straightforward. We've got these straps over top that we can just pull off of the tabs to free up the bike, and then just lift it up and away. Now with a hitch that's pretty high off the ground like this, it does put the arms at a pretty uncomfortable height. For me, it's like right at my neck height, so that inner cradle is a little bit not necessarily difficult to load and unload, but certainly not the most comfortable thing in the world. At this point, I would maybe look into a tailgate pad if you haven't already. That certainly is a good way to hold more bikes, and I think for a truck it does work a bit better. But if you've got a tonneau cover like this that you want to keep closed, or maybe the bed is full of stuff, this might be the next best option. You do have the ability to tilt the rack away from the vehicle if you wanted to open the tailgate, and unfortunately it doesn't clear with the Ranger, so I'm not going to show that to you today. I'd maybe consider checking out the Yakima Ridgeback if you want a hanging style bike rack. That one uses levers instead of pins and clips to tilt anyway, so it's a lot easier and it clears the tailgate. Luckily though, with the bike unloaded, you still can get around the bike rack really easily and gain easy access to the bed. From here, let's get some measurements though. We want to start off with our distance added to the back because these arms do stick out quite a bit. So from the back all the way down to the end, it's going to be sitting right about 35 inches added to the back, which isn't too bad, especially for carrying 4 bikes. But we can reduce that distance quite a bit by removing this pin and clip from up top, folding the arms down, and reinserting that pin and clip. So if you want to leave this installed between rides, you can. This makes it a lot less intrusive, only adding 10.5 inches now. So that makes it a lot easier to maybe fit into a parking spot whenever you are out and about. If you do leave it in the hitch like this though, really in any state, whether the arms are down or up, it's going to be blocking the backup camera with the upright right here. Down by the hitch, it's working with our 2" by 2" receiver tube and comes with an anti-rattle bolt that keeps things solid in the hitch. It's not a locking anti-rattle bolt, so you do lack that security aspect. You can pick one up separately, and I would maybe recommend looking into one just because I like having that security aspect. But overall, it's going to keep things nice and solid there. And overall, I do like the CURT Premium as a bike rack. I just don't think it's the best fit for the Ford Ranger here. Like I said, if you want a hanging style rack, I'd recommend the Ridgeback. And I'd also look into some tailgate pad options if you haven't done that already and you don't have something like a tonneau cover that you want to use. Otherwise, that'll do it for a look at the CURT Premium. Thanks for watching.
Here it is on our test course. We'll start by going through the slalom. This is going to show us the side-to-side action, which simulates turning corners or evasive maneuvers. Next, we're at the alternating speed bumps, which we'll see the twisting action. This will simulate hitting a curb or pothole or driving over uneven pavement. Finally, we have the full speed bumps, where we'll see the up and down action, which is just like driving out of a parking lot, garage, or driveway.